Hello, welcome back to the sequel that was never meant to be. Now, as part one ended abruptly in the middle of me speaking, we never got a chance to finish exactly what in the world I was talking about. But if I remember it correctly, wow. Hold on. Mornings. That's what you can chalk that up to. Now, where the story left off, or where I was at, was that they were only friends with me to make it look or appear as if I needed them for something or it was advantageous for them. So, for instance, all those times that I stayed there, they were basically holding it against me or like saying, like, I've done this for you at that time. And it was shocking to me because I could not understand why such disdain, why such attitude when we were all brothers. So when I was staying there, it was advantageous for them because now, before, like I said, they didn't have a vehicle. So all the money they used to spend on cabs, now they don't have to spend that. I can drive them. So it was advantageous for me to stay there. It benefited them. And then if they wanted to go out at night, they didn't have to go get a cab. All they got to do is get me to go. Come on, man, let's go out. I'll buy you a beer. Because it's coming out a lot cheaper than using a cab. Get me to go ahead and drive you. No problem. Then when they did get a vehicle, I was very advantageous because now the other friend, he could sleep in and don't have to go in early and take the other friend. And when I no longer worked at the company, me and the other guy who was very loud and very great guy, as far as hanging out, but a lot of it is part of his facade. He would get up, do his thing, while out, and then leave. That self-destructiveness about him, he kind of like wanted to keep his friends based on the people he worked with, which is fine by me. But he never communicated really. So when he came in and we gave him some jobs to work on the website, I told you, we kind of just let him fade out. And that's what he did. He just faded on out. Now, my other buddy, man, him was good. Then I'm doing, well, working and trying to build my YouTube platform at the time. He's at his place and he moves out closer to where I already was. So I was already out this way. He moved out this way. And once he did that, here's what the shocker and the kicker was to me. Once he did that, because he lived closer out here before, he moved closer out here. He got a place. He was dating this girl. And the girl seemed like a nice girl. There was no problem with her or anything. But you got to remember, I know how he operates when it comes to a female. Then you're gonna get that different guy to show up. Because remember, I've already remembered and put a pin in that when I saw him the first time. So I know when he's dating a girl, I ain't gonna be around too much. Because I don't want that energy to end up destroying any type of friendship we got or anything else. But I know one thing for sure. He changes when that woman gets around, whenever he's dating a girl. And it's not for the best. So he told me how much he cared about this girl, which I knew he did. And at that time, he was very successful. But the money went out. As soon as the money come in, it was out the door. And he's, instead of eating at home, he's eating at Big Bowl. He's eating at all the top restaurants. I'm like, man, dude, you're eating out every night when you never would eat out. He would just eat at home. It went like 2-3 weeks where he didn't even eat at home at all. He would bring in bags from restaurants. Bags. And then when I worked a job that was close to where he used to live before, I don't know if we got this in the last video, but just as a recap, this person had been robbed 3 times within 18 months. I mean, like home invasion robberies. Now, 3 times in 18 months. So when I was asked, oh, it's raining. So when I was asked to come over there and stay and watch the house, it wasn't for my benefit. It benefited me because I was closer to my job. But he wanted me there because he was afraid to go out somewhere and somebody come in and try to rob his home. So it was more about him. So this pattern kept going on, but it's all about him. But he acts as if I'm doing you a favor. So naturally, him and the girl had broken up, and I haven't talked to him. Once he moved out here, I really didn't talk to him that much. Nothing wrong. It's just that we didn't talk as much. Because he was dating that girl. And I'm like, okay, they're building towards moving in together. Give them their space. So I called him and hit him up and asked him how he was doing. I said, I'll stop by and see how he's going. I stopped by and the house is a disaster. They had broken up. She was dating somebody else. By the time I got there. And she had been cheating on him for probably the past 2 months of their relationship. Q Hectic has made it back. So he's a mess. You know, and for him, he's always played the sympathy card. He's a mess and he needs somebody to pick him up. Me, I got a tough love mentality when it comes to stuff like that. I really do. I'm very like, dude, you crying over a girl, dude, get up. You know, you're a man. You're a grown man. Pull yourself up and get to work. You losing money and doing it. Look, she's gone. It was a fun ride. You get another one. The hell is this? Well, that's the thing. People. Well, he always felt sorry for himself, and he didn't have to. He was so gifted, so talented. There was plenty of things this person could do. He was his own fault. It's sad. But to make a sad story even worse, the economic collapse of 2008. Jobs are going left and right. My job's gone. There's no more work. Businesses are collapsing. And now the walls are closing in. I get a very new job, very good opportunity to make some money. I get in a very big car accident. Can't forget that. That almost took me out. I think it was probably the next day after Sean had did like a 3-part interview with me or whatever. And right after that, I get involved in an accident. And after I get involved in this accident, my whole life changed. I had to reshuffle, structure everything. It was a long crawl to get back to the top. So my mind state never changed. I always had a business spider-like approach that I keep for everything. The web's laid. The foundation is laid. Now, you thought YouTube was my vice. Talking boxing and chatting with you guys was my vice. You guys kept me sane while I was dealing with all the outside world distractions, girlfriends, everything else. But I stayed here and I wanted to work on it. We had the Boxing Socialist website. So my energy was going there. So I didn't have time to worry about my other friends and this. Remember, I made sacrifices. So I didn't even know through all that time, him and her had broken up because he didn't call me to tell me about it. So I didn't know. I'm tunnel vision, working and focusing. And it's all, you all see it live. So if you remember anything about the Carcino for Life channel, the one that is just massively that went to the stratosphere, that channel, Kevin Finley, the great. So if anybody remembers that channel, then you remember what all went to it, the very first video. Because that channel was created by accident. That was supposed to be my Carcino 2 channel. My Carcino 2 channel actually became that channel. I have 4 channels, I believe so. I think it's 4. No, 5. I got 5 channels. All by accident. This channel here, I forgot I had. I had forgotten I made this channel. That's the funny thing about it. I was like, man, I went to make a movie channel, Screen Fiend, to talk about movies, and that's what this channel was going to be, about movies. And I had forgotten I had made it, and then I left it somewhere or whatever, and I had another one that was just for politics called Political Finance. I don't even know where that channel is anymore. All because I've forgotten about it. I mean, it had like 2-3 videos. It's got Barack Obama smoking a cigarette as the as the thumbnail. So if anybody find that channel, let me know. but I know the name was Political Finance or something like that. Man, I'm sorry about that, Rich. Yeah, man, because you never know. Those things happen like that, and your whole world will be gone. But it gave me tunnel vision. Like, look, life is short. I gotta push. So anyway, that person needed my help. The walls are closing in. I was getting ready to take over the entire house. Thank God I did not. But my family ended up losing their money or whatever, and they went back and they downsized, and they were out of the business. We had a mega house. That other place I stayed when I was doing that, we was in a big gigantic home. We condensed it down to a smaller home. Yeah, it's amazing, man. When you had that like near death experience, it's crazy. So anyway, he said, "Can you please come stay with me? Be my roommate. I need on the bills because now he was thinking him and her were gonna live there, so he wasn't gonna have to pay all the rent by himself. Now he's in a jam. So I told him, nah, I'm gonna take over the house over here, completely now, and everything's going good. I couldn't even take care of the house. I already had a new job and everything, and finally is digging my way up. And then this happened. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here. I'm like, this isn't right. We didn't get the house, needless to be said. Things were not right. The bank wouldn't even put me in the position to get it. They turn around and get a house to somebody else without even talking to me. I had every right to be upset how it was handled. They knew it was dirty the way they did it. They was like, well, maybe you guys can work things out. And then I'm like, that's something that should have been done a long time ago. Had you told someone. So now I got to go back to him and said, hey, you still got that offer? I'll come in, pay the amount, whatever, and we'll go from there. So I paid him his amount that he asked to pay. He think I just came up with a number, which wasn't true. He made the number. I said, bet, I got that. And let's move forward. So I moved out, moved all my stuff out, didn't really conversate with them when I did it, transferred everything over. Only thing I asked was that I keep the computer. Because they didn't use it. I'm the one that uses it. I said, that's the only request I want. And they gave it to me. The old reliable, the fan blowing. That old reliable PC is still right here with Windows XP. Memory smaller than my thumb. So that old PC is still sitting right here. I mean, it's got another memory disk card put in it. That's how crazy I was. I sent this thing to Sean so Sean could put another memory disk thing in it, just so it can have the storage file could be larger. Because there's no way the storage file on this thing is so loaded with stuff. So when this was done, everything went to another level. Like once I was here, my job wasn't to stay here forever. My job is to get, the channel going, the website, everything. So I'm getting paid on the website. I interview Floyd Mayweather. Everything starts to go upwards. And the website is doing well. Now, Floyd Mayweather ends up not only doing that, he ended up retweeting the interview that we did together. And it became very huge news. Everybody was like thrown away and blown back. And that was that. Right. So anyway, me and him, my friend, when I say the spider-like mentality, knowing that I'm only here because he needs me. He's not doing me a solid. He's not even being what he considers to be a friend. So I have cable and internet in my room. He don't have it. He needs it from me. Naturally, if this was my friend, I'm going out my way to make sure my friend has the same things that I have. But spider mentality knows what this is, knows exactly. This guy don't really care. He just wants what he wants. And he wants to see where he can get. And I wouldn't budge. For 2 years, I stayed there. And in the last 6 months, I said, you know what? I'll run an Ethernet cable. That way you can't have cable, but you can have the internet. So I gave him the internet because he had to fix himself. He was broken. And he finally got off, the weed, the drinking, and this made him go through the roof. Like terrible. Because once people make a lifestyle change that drastic and drop everything cold turkey, they believe that those were the vices that were holding them down. And then they join these cult groups that like brainwash them to say, see, this is the new reality. And he starts buying into the new thing. And the new thing was really this person, their brain could not get around the fact that their problem was addiction. They had an addictive personality. You didn't have alcohol abuse. You didn't have drug abuse. You have an addiction problem. So they were trying to shift your addictions to new things that were not self-destructive because you have an addiction problem. He didn't see it this way. Said, I don't have a medical profession license, so I can't tell him anything. I said, well, you'll figure it out. Everything you get into, you can't just get into it and then just focus somewhere else. If you get into it, you turn it into a lifetime focus and you're there forever. You're obsessed. He was obsessed with fixing PlayStation 3s, wanted to make it a business. He saw how to do it on YouTube and got obsessed and started watching PlayStation 3, how to fix PlayStation 3 videos all the time. Yep. So after this procedure, everybody normally freaks out, loses their mind, goes insane. Me, I stayed the same. But I knew I got to get away from this dude because he's not there. He's in a whole new transition. And I don't want to be around this transition. I already know. Because now it's all about the new addiction. And the new addiction is this new transformation of not I'm a being a sponsor for people, and he can't get in something without drinking the Kool-Aid completely. And that's exactly what they want, the Coke people who got him coming in. Come on down. So he doesn't realize that they're sucking his money dry. Like, we're gonna go on a convention trip and we're gonna go camping and we're gonna be at this resort. Yes. And he's taking all of these trips, blowing up credit cards. I'm like, this is gonna come back and blow up in not my face. So I had a place set up. I was gonna go with my other friend who's a little more sane than him that I worked with at my other job. And I said, listen, I'll work there. I got money. My money is secure. This way, this could alleviate your bills. But his auntie, who knows me, friends with me on Facebook, was like, I don't know. Me living around another man that I don't know. I'm like, the heck? It had nothing to do with that. It was the fact that, like I told you, spider approach. Even in that situation, the web is large. I saw everything in her path too. She had a daughter that used to stay there, and that was the room I would be taking. Her daughter ended up going out with the boyfriend, but she always wanted to keep it because she wanted the boyfriend to live there and they all stay in one house. So she don't have to go run out to go visit anybody and spend gas and this and that. No, they all stayed in one house. So if you stay in one house, everything would work out, but it's not her house. It's my buddy's house. So now he makes the decisions. Even though he's younger than her, it's his house. He makes the decision. They were staying with him. So she wanted to keep that room open for her daughter to come back. So if I'm staying there, that eliminates that. So that's what it truly was about. But I knew it. So I said, I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. Bet. I'm going to go out and get another place because we were supposed to, I wanted one more year so I can get ready to buy this property and everything else. And I'm building. So if I spend all my time throwing money away, I wouldn't have the money I need to get the revenue. I mean, to get the leverage I need to get the land deals, to get all of these things that start transpiring later. So you don't want to spend too much on rent. So let this know you got to have a spider-like approach and let people get caught up in the web, and they're going to tie their own selves up. Because now my friend who had that place, he fell on hard times. You know, the job laid people off, and all his revenue came from that job. So now he's bouncing from job to job to job. And it's like he's trying to like find a way. And then he got a girlfriend that he ended up marrying. And now they both are trying to, dig themselves up. But he wouldn't have been in his hole had I been staying there. He would have had time to get himself together, and then bring himself back up. So it's been a struggle for him ever since. And needless to say, the auntie don't live there no more because she fell out with him. Now, moving right along, the story gets more convoluted because he cannot see his failures. and cannot see that he's got an obsession problem. He can't get in something without obsessing over it. So he gets into it, doesn't know what he's doing, and he's obsessing again. He's right back into the mode of being sponsors and all this goofiness. But I told him, like, he said, well, we can sign for one more year. Because they wanted us to sign for 2 years. And I'm like, I can't sign for 2 years. 1 year, let's do the 1 year. Because 1 year and I'll be straight. So let's just do it for 6 months. I wanted to do it 6 months additional. Like, let's do an additional 6 months, an extension. For 6 months, that gives us time. But no. Because see, let me give you the reason why the friend who's addicted, because he's been spending all of his money. Remember, going on these trips, these campaigns, and he's very new to this. Very new. So he knows if he moves out, he would have to get a 1-bedroom, maybe a studio that's close to his job. All of his money will be going towards rent. He wouldn't have cable. He wouldn't have internet. Wouldn't be able to afford it all. The commute is closer to his job and what he wanted to do. So he finds a place. Then he said, but if you're coming with me, there's some other places we could find right now. And I was like, I thought we were getting the extension. The person lied to me and told me about the extension. And then when I said, wait a minute, he gave me 30 days, less than 30 days to say, we got to find a place and we got to be out in less than 30 days. I'm like, what? Like, what happened with the extension? What extension? You said that we were going to get an extension when we pay month to month. Oh, they didn't agree to that. Why wouldn't you tell me? Because that's not part of his plan. He wanted me to be able to have nowhere to go at that moment in time. So I would have to go with him because it's not enough time to go research and find another place. So I was trying in 30 days not to even go with his plan. My plan was to find my own place within 30 days. And at that time, it just wasn't feasible. And so I got stuck in a 2-year deal with him. Now I'm stuck because the lady would only take a 2-year deal. I said, 2 years? That was like a sentence. We were only cool for maybe 1 of the 2 years. Because, see, this is going to be different. And I told him, and he just didn't believe me because he was always used to running his manipulations and having things go his way. But this is why it's called the spider play. Because I follow the rules all the way to the end. And they choose, when you're dealing with a person that chooses to take things out of conversations that they like and leave all the other words behind, they just don't remember that. Well, you don't have to. I remember. And I'm not going to let you squeeze me. Not going to happen. Before we got there, the last place, because he got it without me, I wasn't on the lease. So my say in the place was very limited because I wasn't on the lease. Because he had gotten that place thinking this girl was going to be there with him. And then they end up breaking up. So I had nothing to do with that. Now, I'm like, look, now my credit is on the line. Now I'm on the credit list or the rental list or whatever. I'm on the lease. Your name, my name. I'm going to have some say. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have some say. So get ready. Oh, it ain't gonna be a problem. I'm like, all right, because I tell you exactly what I want and what I don't want, and that's that. So you're gonna have to, that's that. We got rules now. And he's not used to that. It's always been what he wanted. He's the type of person who had to have the control, and he's got to be the one on top. It's his rules. He's got to dictate. He can't follow orders. He can't follow, and not even orders, just doing like you got to respect someone else's boundaries. Couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And it was just driving him insane that he couldn't. And just like I told you, the spider web, once he wanted to negotiate and all this stuff with price, see, you've already been in that spider's web. Okay, this is the spider trap. Okay, this whole spider play. The whole time you thought you were the spider. This is my web. I watched you get yourself tangled in it. Now I'm right here watching you tangled in the web. Like you thought this was your web and you was the spider. I'm the spider. And you just got caught in my web. And you can't navigate your way through it. And I'm sitting here like, I can glide through here with no problem. But you're tangling yourself real bad. And at any given time, when the time is right, I will bite your head off. The spider joint. So, going down this process even further, the balance in rent. He wanted us to pay equal, right? That sounds right. Equal rent. But I don't have anything in the house. Everything that I own is in one room and then the bathroom. The whole rest of this 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse or condo, whatever, the whole thing, the rest of it is his. But we should pay half the rent. No, it's not going to happen that way. You have more space. He thought it was stupid. But no, you can use it, just like everything else. You can use you have the majority of the space. You already know I don't sit in the living room. I go right to my room. I don't deal with anything else in this house. You do that because you have all this space to store all your stuff. And you want me to help you with the cost so you can have more money to trick off. Not the one. Gonna have to get the other guy. The rest of the house is his because he has all the space. He's got the couches. He had all of that. I didn't have any of it. All I had was everything in my bedroom. That's all I brought there. The rest of my stuff is in storage. He got everything in there. So he got the bedroom, the big bath, he got the everything else, and we fall out over a parking spot. That I said, dude, you can have a parking spot in the front. I'm just, if I got to go to the bathroom or something, if I park there, that's that. But that's beside the point. He said, okay. But he, like I said, he omits things out. He said, all he remembers, you said I can have this parking spot. I'm like, dude, I don't care about no parking spot. I'm like, I don't care. But if I can go to the bathroom, I'm not finna go circling around to get a park. No, I'm gonna park right there and go to the bathroom. Get to the house and use the bathroom. And I'm like, you one day and now it's a big problem. But like I told you, this person always changes in these scenarios. But now we're equals. He don't like it. because both our names is on the lease. He agrees to the pay that I pay less, and he has to pay more. Even the landlord, the lady who owned the polite property, said the same thing. Oh, it was a lot of petty in his petty. So he signs the name on the lease. He agrees to pay what he's supposed to pay. And I'm paying for all the cable and internet, which is about $300 a month. Almost 260 something that I'm paying. Because I got all the channels. So I'm paying that. So what we're paying to stay there, he's like, but I'm paying the lights. I'm like, you paying lights. Water bill is included in the bill and the rent. So all you paying is lights and rent. I pay cable, and what I'm paying, we come out to equal of what we're spending to live there. Equal. Everything comes out to be like the same number. So we are paying half. So it doesn't even matter. He don't realize, he knows that, Rich. He knows that. But once again, this is somebody who thinks he's the spider and he's setting a trap. In his mind, he knows he's got more space and it's going to cost more money, but he's trying to run the game of manipulation and guilt. And what his real goal is to get me to commit to, no, man, I'll pay half. Of course, I got that high cable bill. Have you had all the channels with internet on 2 televisions? Yeah, it was high as a kite. So, anyhow, while this process is moving the way it is, everything else started to implode. No, you don't understand, Ebony. More space means more money you spend. I'm not using the living room or basically the kitchen that much. Mostly order my food and I mostly just stay there. If you're renting a room, you set a price, you're not going to charge them half the rent. You're paying for your space. You mean, because this is like a storage space, your exercise bike, all your fish tank, your couch, your TV, that's all his. Now, let's say I got friends over and we're in the living room. He comes home. He wants to use the living room. Is we spilling that 50-50? What's going on? No, he would get the living room. It's his space, his stuff. See, this is how conflict would happen. I never brought my friends there. I would always meet my friends someplace else. I would never bring them there because that's not my space. So basically, I'm renting a room, really. Even though my name is on the lease, he has the majority of the space of the place. I have the bathroom and my bedroom, basically. And that's all I wanted. I didn't fraternize with none of his friends, but that became another problem that we'll get into when we break down this spider web. So now here is where all of the magic take place. This is where the Disney magic take place. I'm doing all of this work from this room. I'm stacking my money. He has no idea what's happening with my life. I'm not really concerned with hanging out with him and doing the things he's doing. He was like, man, we don't kick it no more and do these things. And I'm like, dude, I don't do these things because I know you're in transition. I'm not going to say, hey, come kick it with us. We going out to the bar or we going to the fights. I got to leave town, which means I got to go on a plane. I got to go cover a boxing fight in Vegas. I got to go to New York. I'm going to any spot I can to cover a fight because that's what I got to do. We're getting the boxing website going. But what I'm also doing is also watching the markets. I'm watching trading deals. I meet new business partners. And now I'm looking at all the trades that's happening with trading bonds as the Chinese government is buying bonds back. And all these people who were from China who lived in the United States, their parents had passed away and left farming rights to them, and they wanted to have someone who can get them to the Chinese government. So I had to find someone who was in China who speak Chinese, mainly Mandarin, so that they could translate the communication so that we can get a deal and get all this money going on. I mean, it's crazy. So my focus has to be tunnel. I can't be dealing with the nonsense that he's dealing with. So he has no idea what I'm doing. I'm in the room working 12 hours, 14 hours. Then I go my JOB. And then you've heard these stories many a time since then. When I started my own business, everybody thought, you work for DirecTV. No, never worked for DirecTV, bro. DirecTV worked for me. I became the independent seller of DirecTV. I had my own company, and I got the equipment and the name from DirecTV. DirecTV. See? Became my own distributor of DirecTV. Have my own contracts. My own. My own. All of this, I own. So if anybody wanted to get DirecTV, what I did was cut out DirecTV. I said, I can get you DirecTV from DirecTV. You pay DirecTV, but you're just going through me. So what we did was start and pay. We became an LLC, a business, where we could sell not only DirecTV. That's just one of the things we sell. We had the government license through the government to sell you the government phones, them track phones. That's right. I'm not working for a company. I'm not working with SafeLink. SafeLink is working for me. I'm like, I can help sell your phones and get people to sign up and get the track phones, and then I'll get paid back. So now I'm getting paid from the DirecTV, the SafeLink. What else can we do? Oh, you got gas, heat, and energy problems. We can consolidate that into one bill. We have a company for that too. Now there's 3 different businesses under one LLC. The spider play. Never have to work for them. I've worked for companies before. Why would I work for these companies when I'm doing all their work? I will cut out the middleman. All I need is your logo and your equipment. I'll buy that myself. And then I'll sell it. And you get more money on the end. So you know who's getting the less end of the money? DirecTV. And you say, why would DirecTV turn that down? Why would they just turn it down if they're doing so good? Because they weren't doing so good. That's why I was able to get in position to do it in the first place, because they weren't doing that good. And they've been doing this for a while. That's right, Alexander Wilson. See all these order sheets. Order. I got towers of order sheets. And the reason why is because I wasn't limited. So while I'm building this, I'm looking to buy land, which I did. I bought a piece of land. Instead of trying to buy, so within 2 years, I bought a piece of land, not for me to move on it. Most people are like, I'm gonna buy that land, build me a house. Nope, I'm buying it. I bought it for cheap. I started waiting, paying the taxes on it, paying the taxes. Because I know sooner or later somebody's gonna want to build there. And they're gonna say, well, who are we paying the money to? And sure enough, it took 4 years. But now someone's building on it. And they're about to be open for business. And I get paid rent for owning that land. Now, in the process of this, the Truth Behind series takes off on YouTube. Now, I have over 3 different companies paying me revenue. I'm licensed to be in Walmart. I'm licensed to be in Menards. A lot of you guys probably don't know what Menards is. It's like a audio shop. I'm licensed to be in Best Buy. I could go in any Walmart in the country. I have a letter from Walmart that basically can put me in any Walmart in America. There was only one Walmart who would not allow it no matter what they said. I'm not allowing you in the store. So the spider play, right? Spider has how many legs? 6. I had 6 legs of 1 leg, 2 leg, all these 6 legs of revenue as I'm gliding up and down the doggone web. And the whole time, in these 2 years, this all it took was 2 years. And being in that location and building up to where I was. Now I'm not driving Ford Focuses no more. None of these things. He had no idea all these things were happening because I'm not flashy. I'm not buying no big clothes. I'm not doing anything. I'm tunnel vision. 8 legs. Well, hell, I'm at 8 legs now. I was 6 then. The other legs ain't kicked in yet. At that time, I was the 6-leg spider. But anyway, at that time, I was the 6-leg spider. I had 6 revenues going on at that time. So everything was starting to bubble up. And then once the YouTube blew and the Truth Behind, I was like everywhere. And then it was like, okay, now we got all this stuff set up. Now what's going on with Mr. Special, who's been going through his thing? What he's been doing? Well, what he's been doing is becoming this newfound man, and and now he's got bringing over all these people who from Alcohol Anonymous. They all in the house, and I'm like, hold on. Okay, dude, we have rules. If you're gonna have somebody in the house, let me know. I ain't saying you gotta get my permission. I'm just saying I want to know they're coming here. And if somebody's spending the night, I have to know. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm gonna say they can't stay here. I just want to know. And the reason why I want to know is because your friends that you're hanging around now, like I said, he does exactly what I told you when it comes to a female, and also when it comes to something new that he's interested in. Whatever was old, he hates. or despises, or is something wrong with it. So old friends, old places, old everything. It's all about the new. So now he's drunk the Kool-Aid again. I don't fit in this new world. So I'm just, but he needs me because he needs me to pay my half of the rent. So that's his whole connection. It's like he needs me at the time. So now this whole thing is about new. And he just likes to be, he's obsessive, and addiction is his problem. So the people at AA, they're just taking advantage of him. They know this guy wants to be a sponsor. I'm like, how could, and I'm trying to get him to understand the psychosis. I'm like, how could you be a sponsor when you're sick yourself? And you have only been there, what, a year? Is there like classes you take and you just automatically are sponsored? So you automatically sponsoring people. See, you just fast tracking. So I'm like, they got the sick helping the sick. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Now, what happens if your sponsor laps? And then you pick up your sponsor. I'm like, well, that's just stupid. Because now I'm like, you're gonna have more people leaving that place than going in. Somebody who just barely been there, like you, all of a sudden you're sponsoring people. You're not even, you can't even, you're not even shaped to sponsor a dog. How in the world can you sponsor somebody? But that was his addiction. He drunk the Kool-Aid, got close, paid money for the trip. So they was like, we're gonna make you a sponsor. So he's loving it. So he brings over all these people to hold a meeting. They all got Coca-Cola cans. Coke is it. I come in there and I'm seeing all these people there. Now we got a rule. And I say, hey, he's like, yeah, my friends are coming over. Not a problem. They just have to use your bathroom, not mine. And I have reasons for all of this. One, this is a person who is having people from AA. I'm like, people in AA, these are people that fell off the wagon enough to be in AA, which means that they probably have been in jail, court ordered, stole alcohol ain't the only thing they've been doing, drugs too. So here you go, have a meeting in the home that I gotta stay in. All my stuff is here. And you got these people here. Needless to say, this person was robbed, home invasion 3 times in 18 months. What does that got to say to you? Right? So you already know where this is going. So these are the concerns that I have. So I ask these questions. I want to know who's here. I want to know what's going on, because if something come up missing, I don't want nobody to say, oh no, nobody was here. Nobody was here. Somebody had to be here because something is missing. You see, I want to eliminate problems before they become a problem, because that's how you got robbed 3 times. Now, let's put it together. This is going on for a while now. Now he's back in the dating scene. He finds a girl off Craigslist. Let me get this right. Craigslist. And he says, I'm bringing a girl over. I'm like, okay. Yeah, from Craigslist. I said, from Craigslist? Like, yeah, but we've been talking for a while on Craigslist. She's coming here from Minnesota. Minnesota. We live in Illinois. I'm like, okay. And yeah, she's going to stay the night. Fine, no problem. So the night comes and she's still there. And he's getting ready to leave and leave this girl in the house. And I had to call him. I said, dude, what's going on with the girl here? Minnesota girl. Hold on. Somebody's coming to my door. I'll be back in 1 second and we'll finish it off right there. All right, we're back. Don't run away. Just politicians asking for money. That's exactly what he was. They took advantage of him. Now, I'm like, you're leaving Craigslist girl here in the house. You met her off Craigslist. The first time you meet her and you live in her in the house alone, where my stuff is. So I'm just letting you know, something of mine comes up missing, you're responsible. You're responsible. This girl lives in Minnesota. She got Minnesota plates. I went there, took pictures of the license plates and everything. I'm like, we don't know anything about her life. She might have took somebody out and murdered somebody from Minnesota and came all the way here. We don't know. She's from Craigslist. Damn it. Get your brain on right. So again, he doesn't see a problem. He sees me just coming down. I'm like, dude, these are girls from Craigslist. Go on Tinder like another perv, like a normal perv. You on Craigslist. That's like scraping the bottom of the bucket. Now, needless to say, he gets upset because he wants to give what he called his new girlfriend the parking spot for the people that live there. He believes the parking spot is his to do with. I'm like, no, doofus. We have this parking spot and you can park there. You know, the parking spot that if I park there one time, you bitch about like it's yours. And I'm like, no, it belongs to us. But if I'm not going to park there, I allow you to park there because we both live here. This is not for your girlfriend to park there. So I say, you believe that? Leave your girlfriend's car there one more night and it's going to be in the impound. And we'll see if I had the right to have it towed and that you had the right to let it stay. You want to try that? Needless to say, she moved the damn car. And once again, he thinks I'm just messing with him and I'm causing a war with him over unnecessary things. No, these are the boundaries I told you you have to respect. These are easy laws. I mean, I'm not asking for anything. I'm telling you, just these are the rules. This is the rules of the place. You don't impede on the other. I'm not impeding on you. These are just rules that you should, in your own brain, should be, wary of. Everybody in AA is not going to be in AA very long. They're going to relapse. Most of these people are drug addicts and thieves. I don't want them in my bathroom. Why don't you understand that? You have a bathroom. Let them use your bathroom. Your company, your bathroom. That's how it works. I'm not asking for nothing more or less. So he's mad. He ain't speaking for me. Me and him don't speak for about 8 months straight. Perfect for me. I have no problem. Just pay your end of the rent. I pay mine. We walk past each other. We don't speak. Perfect. But what he's not going to do is impede because he knows I'm not going to allow it. Then the other friend that I haven't seen in so long, he's getting married. He comes out like, I'm getting married. Let's go out and party. We go out, party. And it's funny that we're at a strip club for his bachelor party, but this guy's in AA. He's not drinking anymore, but he's trying to create this facade like, I feel the pressures and the demons. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah, It's just like so phony. But I'm just like, whatever. I don't want to. You didn't want to be here, period. You want to go back over there and deal with the Craigslist girl that you got to come in here. So you don't want to be here. Plus, you don't want to spend any more money than what you've already spent. That's what he's at the end of the money that he spent for him because he's got to save that for his AA and his Craigslist girl. So he's making up an excuse like, oh, the pressures, all the liquors I'm just seeing and I just want to drink. I'm like, no, you don't. You've been around more liquor than this since you've been in AA. So y'all can go all the way down. Y'all can go all the way down. Right. I don't want to go in my bathroom and then there's broken needles and all kind of drugs and stuff on my table because they didn't relapse in our home. But when people don't think, and me, I'm somebody who always thinks, this becomes a problem. And he thinks, once again, I'm doing something against him. So, and now our other party, our other friend who was apologizing because he hadn't been a friend, like, oh, I know when you weren't working there no more, I know I should have been a friend all the way through. And I wasn't. I was so focused on, I know, you and the people that work around you. But when the people ain't around you no more, you don't care about being their friends no more. I understood. I knew that about you already. I don't hate you for it. Congratulations, you're getting married. We're here. Do your thing. But that wasn't why he was there. That's not why he came back. He didn't want to come back to hang out with his boys because he missed him one last time. He came back because he wanted me to attend the wedding so I could run out and be a person responsible for giving him a gift. One last squeeze. See if he could squeeze that gift out of me. I said, I can't. Can't attend your wedding. It's my day, man. Come on. I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna leave you the invite. He's like, oh man, he's still mad at me. I'm not mad at you. It's just that the brainwash isn't working. You can't brainwash me into doing what you want me to do. You want me to go to this wedding because you want to be able to squeeze something out of me. That's the only reason you came back. The spider play. So all those years down the road, when they showed who they really was, when they come back years later, you know them already. You know your cares and concern or them genuinely having a heart wasn't the issue. It was always an angle. That was all about them. Ain't that something? Always about them. Well, that's how it works, man. So, needless to say, he wanted to have a talk. We're sitting in the living room and we're having a talk. And he's like, well, you know, the lease is coming up. And I just want to let you know I'm not going to renew. I'm like, that's cool. At that time, he didn't even realize I already had this place. All I had to do was move in. I'm like, he's like, I think I'm going to go stay at my parents till I get myself together and make a move. And then, yeah, he wanted to go stay at mom and dad's house, live rent free, and then for stack his chips and then make a move. No problem. Do your thing. Because I'm like, dude, I'm out. Because I'm not gonna. If you thought I was going to live, I got my own crib. That's when he knew, like, you got your own place, and he knew he already played himself, so he can't come live with me. I'm like, no, dude, we've lived together enough. I wasn't supposed to live with you this long. I got my own place. Oh no, not the one that got married. The one that got married got his own place with his wife. This is back to the other person who's the AA friend. Remember, that was the other friend who came around. I'm getting married. He was the one from the actual beginning in part one. So if you guys don't remember him, his story is more in part one. Then, like, once I didn't work there anymore, he kind of faded away. But still remember him. So no, he went back to stay with his parents. Him and Craigslist girl didn't work out. I guess she found somebody else that hit her pet profile up on Craigslist, and she was out the door. Now, for me, I end up coming here. But see, now that he'd already said and made his plans, I didn't tell him first. He felt betrayed. Like, he didn't even offer to let me live with him. Why in the hell would I do that? Why in the hell would I do that? You called the meeting and you said it to me, like, hey, I'm like, dude, I already got me a crib, got this, got that. I'm good. I got property, I got land, I got money. And he didn't know anything. He's doing well now. He's got a dog, he's got a house because he was able to save his money, but he realized he screwed up. So, I mean, this made us better friends. This made us better friends because this is how, when nobody need anything from each other, everybody can get back to a ground of being respected as friends, getting back to that level. Right. But see, this is what I say. When people's decisions, you gotta use the spider play in life because it's all business. Because if I wasn't on my business and using the spider play, setting the web, putting a pin in everything, saying, okay, that spider roll you up in that web and then put you right there and be like, save you for later, you for later. But they thought they were the spider and they had the web and it was their web. No, you are on my web. I set the spider web to do what it wanted to do. So I utilized my 2 years better than he utilized his 2 years. While he was going on all these trips with the AA group and having fun and doing this, his credit card bills were going all the way up. So now he has this home, he's got a dog, he's doing all these good things. Just did some redecorating work in his house. I don't know who's he with now, but he's doing well for himself. So it appear, I haven't really been around him too much. But the thing is, I hope he's continually doing well and more success to him. Right. It's all about respect in the end. You want to know who's genuinely and truly your friends. And sometimes you don't know till you actually need a friend. In other words. So, and me, it's at a point where I don't really like, oh man, I need a friend. So yeah, it's very rare that I'm in that predicament. But once you in that predicament, like they say, you don't know who your friends are until you need them. So one of those situations. But then sometimes you get to see by using this spider play, pay attention to signs and awareness of certain way they act towards certain things and how attitudes change and personalities change. Because then the mask come off and you see what they really are. They're con artists. Some of them are con artists. And then they said, well, if they would do that to them, what would stop them from doing it to you? What makes you so special? They just haven't done it to you yet. So you have to be alert. So I'm out. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. We'll chat later. And if you didn't see part 1, go back and watch part 1. The spider play.